The airbag flaw is tied to a federal investigation into 4 fatalities and 6 injuries in Kia and its affiliate Hyundai concerning crashes where the airbag failed to deploy, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened Office of Defects investigations into the airbag issue related to crashes in March. 4 of the crashes involved 2011 Hyundai Sonatas and 2 involved 2012 and 2013 Kia Fortes. Kia issued a statement back in March saying it remains focused on the safety of its customers and will work closely with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on the ongoing investigation, including monitoring and conducting additional crash tests as appropriate. Kia said in the release that it is still working on a remedy, with the recall set to begin on July 27th. Hyundai recalled more than 580,000 Sonata cars in April, including the 2011 to 2013 Sonata sedans and 2011-2012 hybrid vehicles. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. Reuters reports the largest American actors union and 4 major television networks on Saturday agreed to limit auditions in private hotel rooms and homes, ratifying a guideline the Screen Actors Guild had enacted on its own accord in response to the Me Too movement. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG-AFTRA, which represents 160,000 actors and management from ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, reached a tentative agreement on a 3-year contract that also includes an array of pay increases, according to a guild statement. The networks and union agreed to language similar to that from the union's own guideline number 1 issued in April, which called for an end to auditions, interviews, and similar professional meetings in private hotel rooms or private residences. SAG-AFTRA President Gabrielle Carteris said the goal was to eliminate the potential for predators to exploit performers behind closed doors under the guise of a professional meeting. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The manatee is a solitary creature, drifting along in the warm, peaceful shallows. They are not usually held in a small glass enclosure with 3 other male manatees hell-bent on the violent forced sex that I, for real, saw with my own eyes while alone one night at SeaWorld, San Diego. A distant relative of the elephant, the manatee has a prehensile upper lip which it uses to gather food. It also has a large penis. Classified as endangered, human boaters often cause serious wounds to manatees' flippers, rendering it difficult for this one poor little rescue manatee to escape a large male manatee intent on unwanted anal intercourse. One needed not to look in that little manatee victim's cold, soul-sapped eyes to know this was not the first time this had happened, nor would it be the last.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live, and you are free to call in and talk live here on the air on, more than 100 radio stations across the country. We're live 7 days a week from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
Yeah, and when I say more than 100 radio stations, I think people think like, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, are you guys an internet show? When I say more than 100 radio stations, I mean 100.
You mean close to 200.
Yeah, 192 terrestrial FCC licensed radio stations across the country.
Yes.
So please call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. This live edition of Free Talk Live, and again, we're live from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You know how I know? Because we're live every day from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. There's no figuring out whether or not Free Talk Live's live. You have to figure out the time zone difference wherever you might be, but Free Talk Live's live if it's between 7 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
caveat, there will be a few days coming up later this week that we will be broadcasting, but not live.
We'll be producing live to tape content.
Yes.
So there you go. So, Daryl,
but we will make sure that we tell you we're from, Rogers Campground.
You may not be able to call in every day, that's for sure, and we'll be able to we'll handle it. If you do call in, we will give you instructions on what to do the next to call in later. I mean, disappointment, it does happen in life.
Right.
No doubt.
But there is content every day of the week, every day of the year. 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern.
Indeed.
Made by us.
That's exactly right here on Free Talk Live. So, Daryl, there's a story that you have been bringing in for
close to a month.
Yeah, several times. You really want to get into it. Tease it here, but I'm going to take this call. Go ahead.
Yeah, so headline from the Washington Post. Woman saved thousands of dollars to open a medical clinic in Nigeria. She never made it to Nigeria, nor did the money.
So she had a bunch of money.
Yes.
She was going to open up a medical clinic in Nigeria.
Yes.
And then
she never made it onto the airplane. Stay tuned. We'll tell you why.
Indeed. Let's take, I got a call here from Lauren, also known as Anarchy Girl. I've seen her posts on Facebook. Daryl, have you?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'll take my word for it. She exists. And she told me she was going to call in. She has big announcements. So here we go. Lauren, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
All's well. What's on your mind?
Good. I decided to take my lunch break and go ahead and give you a call and everything like that. So, yeah, first time I'm listening to your show, which is pretty rocking. That's awesome.
Yep. So what'd you call in about, Lauren?
Well, you had asked me if I wanted to go ahead and call in last week.
Yes.
Just, yeah. So I didn't know, the grounds in which, we could talk pretty much about anything.
Yeah, let's preface where we were at, if you'd like. So it's my understanding that you had previously taken the appellation Anarchy Girl, and you were sort of a libertarian. I am of the opinion that, libertarians and socialists arguing about who's the real anarchist is the most boring show on the internet, is what I've called it many times.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Mark.
I guess you've decided that there's some things about anarcho-capitalism that you like. And I don't like to call it anarcho-capitalism. I like to call it what it is, communism. Because anarcho-capitalism is anarcho-communism is so Marxism is a path to communism through socialism, and
Amen.
Anarcho-communism is simply a direct path to communism. And you were kind
anarcho-capitalism is communism. How?
I missed that. I'm sorry. That's one of the reasons I hate the terms is they're too close to each other. Anarcho-communism and anarcho-capitalism are too close to each other. Let's call them what they are: communism and libertarianism.
Yes.
Because they're great.
I went more of the agorist route. What happened more because I questioned the talking point within capitalism. That a lot of people were saying, in a stateless society.
Let's define what agorism is. Could you go ahead?
Okay, it's an unregulated free market. That's the black and gray markets. You would, without the regulations, it would thrive small, and then it would get bigger and bigger. Every man for himself would have a potential prosperity through it.
Okay.
Instead of having a sticklet of a full financial elite taking all.
All right, so you liked agorism, or you don't like agorism now?
Oh, I do.
Okay, great.
I do.
Yeah, I'd like to. Anarchy Girl, this is Johnny Ray. I just wanted to say agorism, in my words, is a way to fight the state that is completely nonviolent. It's using business acumen and trade to outcompete the government.
Correct.
But to go back, and I'm looking at you now, Mark.
Yeah.
You said anarcho-capitalism is communism?
No, anarcho.
He did say
communism.
that, but then he said that he misspoke.
Right, I misspoke.
Okay.
So
right.
Anarcho-communism is just communism.
Okay.
And anarcho-capitalism
minus the state
is a terrible term that was made up by a man that thinks it's a good that women have the right to kill their children up to like 2 years old. Okay? Like, it's a terrible terrible term.
And it also is premised
Well,
on
Mark, I love
redefining
you.
capitalism to mean something that the word had never meant before.
Right. But yeah. So, I mean, capitalism was termed.
Marx basically he came up with the term and defined it as a regulated economy where the means of production are privately held. Regulated economy
Amen.
does not
Yes.
mean free market.
No.
Not now, not
No,
ever.
No, not now, not never. He is correct. Yes.
So,
But Mark, but don't let the cult flock hear you, because you'll be called a communist.
oh,
See, I was trying to show the difference between. I was showing the similarities in communism and capitalism, because each like to bash each other, right? So both require a state. I mean, to go into theory with it itself, I mean, both need a state. So how can that be applied to anarchism when an anarchist doesn't want a hierarchy at all? You know, it wants a stateless society, which can be born through the market. Agorism is the place to go, and it defeats the state itself.
I don't know
It's
what anarchism
really the
is.
only
I call myself an anarchist,
Right.
but I'm a big
But-
fan of hierarchy.
But nobody can give me a definition of anarchism that's sort of solid and makes any sense to me. So, Johnny Ray, take a shot at anarchism for me.
No, all relationships are consensual. There is no institutionalized violence.
All right, and so I mean,
he is correct.
okay, so
Yeah.
the simple fact that people look at when you say institutions aren't necessarily state run, right? I mean, schools, private schools are
No,
called
you-
institutions.
You kind of have to go the socialist route when you're dealing with anarchism, but it's not the socialist implement that you would think today with a prime minister or a president or
I call
whatever type
socialism
of
state
warlord.
ownership of the means of production.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so
No. Socialism is state control of the means of production.
well, at that point, then all government is socialist.
Ding, ding, ding. You win.
Well, I agree with you, but the problem is that if you make a word mean, so we have the state as a term that means an hierarchical, top-down organization that claims the monopoly, privilege, and the use of violence in a given landmass, and there can be lots of different governments that are a state. At which point, if you just use the term socialism to mean the state, then you destroy the term socialism. So you kind of have to have this.
Well, I'm
But you
talking
don't, though, because
socialism.
socialism and all this wordplay is a veil on the two actual prevailing forces, which is freedom and power.
All right, Anarchy Girl.
Oh, I'm totally loving how he's talking right now. But yeah, 100%. But what I'm talking about socialism is in a stateless society where the people are in control in their own labor. This started out with the unions. How somebody. Okay, you start a business, right? You know how Winco and certain companies go ahead and they give their employees, their laborers, shares within
Let's
that
talk
company.
about labor
It's
and
pretty
what
fair.
you think about labor here in just a moment, if you'll just hold the line, Lauren.
Okay.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live. You can ask questions to Anarchy Girl. Free Talk Live. What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful, full-featured wallet that allows you to send and receive Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core with anyone, anywhere in the world. It supports both single and multi-signature wallets and is available in multiple languages. Use the Bitcoin.com wallet to buy, send, store, and receive both Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core. Learn more at wallet.bitcoin.com.
Imagine this is you. You're working late when you get an alert on your smartphone. Your motion-activated Blink security camera picked up something at home. You pop open your Blink app and see the silhouette of a man peering through your kitchen window. The job of a home security system is to help stop crime. Get 3 Blink cams for way less than the other guys, plus an extra 15% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL, like Free Talk Live. blinkprotect.com/FTL to save 15%.
Zencash is an end-to-end encrypted system with zero-knowledge technology over which communications, data, or value can be securely transmitted and stored. With over 7,500 secure nodes, Zencash has one of the most distributed node systems of any cryptocurrency. Zencash is a platform for cryptocurrency and communications built by voluntarists for voluntarists, with the ideas of voluntary interaction being written into the white paper no less than half a dozen times. Learn more at Zencash.com. That's Zencash.com.
Never, ever send a follow-up email asking, "Did you get my email?" Email 101. If it didn't bounce back undeliverable, it got where you sent it. And avoid transmedia pestering, like calling to ask, "Did you get my email?" or emailing to say, "I left you a voicemail." If your emails and voicemails aren't being acknowledged, your problem isn't technology, it's technique. Is your message concise and understandable? Have you boiled it down to seem as relevant as possible to the recipient? In other words, is it the opposite of spam or junk mail? All of this really matters if you're a job seeker. But even if you're not, with money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. We have Anarchy Girl on the line here. She's apparently got some announcement or another that I want to make sure that I let her get to rather than just pummeling her with questions. But I do want to tell you about this great deal that we've got from Omaha Steaks. Right now, Omaha Steaks is giving a limited time offer to the listeners of Free Talk Live for Father's Day. It's a 78% offer, 78% off offer, and this is it's an amazing deal. Just go to omahasteaks.com, type in the search bar. I think I've got some audio on the line.
You've got something unmuted that should not be unmuted.
Okay, my mistake. I got it fixed now. So go to omahasteaks.com. You type in FTL in the search bar. That's FTL as in Free Talk Live. And you get the Omaha Steaks Father's Day deal here package that I've got, which is 2 tender filet mignons, 2 beefy top sirloins, 4 chicken fried steaks, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 all-beef Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 gourmet, jumbo franks. If you stick gourmet and jumbo together, that's the word you get. 12 ounces of all-beef meatballs, 1 pound of steakhouse fries, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha Steaks seasoning packet, plus 4 more grill-ready Omaha Steaks burgers, free with purchase. That's if you use the coupon code FTL, and it is limited time. This is a $50 package. You go to omahasteaks.com and add the Father's Day package to your cart. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Go to omahasteaks.com, type FTL in the search bar, and grab your dad and fire up the grill.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
It's pronounced caramel.
Oh, you and what would I say? Caramel?
Yes.
Like Mount Carmel?
Yes.
Yeah, you caramel people, always argue about those sorts of things.
It doesn't really make a difference.
It makes some difference to the caramel people, I can tell you that. Bring in Lauren Southern.
Just don't say Ammon.
Ammon? What's that?
Ammon.
As in what?
Instead of almond.
My dad was telling me about a commercial with
that.
Yes,
there's a commercial where somebody asks about, do you like almonds?
Almonds. Okay.
Almonds. Almonds. He's trying to say almond, but he just says it kind of weird. He says it like, salmon.
And the two of them are in a car driving along.
Oh, please. Don't tell me about this ad. I don't care. Lauren Southern, Lauren Brown, we have you on the line here. And
Lauren Southern's a completely different person.
Yeah, I got my names mixed up. Anarchy Girl, on the line. You apparently changed something, nuanced something. Tell me what this announcement is that you made on Facebook and why you got so much trouble for it.
Oh, Lord. I brought up a talking point. You see, what I wanted to do was unite the fractions of anarchism.
Yeah, it's inconceivable. You have made the classic blunder. You have engaged in a war in the comments section.
I know. And guess what? They said I couldn't do it, but I did it.
No, you didn't.
I did it.
Hold on. So what did you do again? You united people into a comment section?
Yeah, the ANCOMs and the ANCAPs and the ANPRIMs and the mutualist syndicates, all of them are together on my page, and there's no
angry
fighting.
At each other.
There's no... Yeah, the anger has ceased, but the anger hasn't ceased with my my old colleague friends within the ANCAP Voluntary Society. I think they're highly offended because I crossed the line to them. They called me a traitor.
What is the line that you crossed?
My page. The line that I crossed was I went ahead and questioned the talking point within capitalism. So to them, and plus I'm a female, I'm already hated amongst a bunch of females.
What is the talking point, though?
The talking point was that you need a state to implement capitalism. Your anarchist capitalism. Anarchist capitalism is any type of other anarchism is opposed to it because it needs a hierarchy.
So
hold
on, voluntarists, people that are against the state, are claiming that there needs to be a state to implement capitalism, or that's what you're saying?
Well, in order for them to have private security, right? So if you have land, right, and you have a couple
property is violence, and people don't want to say this.
Yes.
In order to have property, you must be willing to use force to protect it, or hire an organization to do so.
You're not allowed to say that, Mark.
Yes, you are. We say it here on Free Talk Live.
Look what happened to me. Look what happened to me.
I read your stuff. It sounded like a bunch of commie drivel.
I don't
sorry.
pay attention to Facebook drama.
What happened was I had the communists in there, okay?
Yep.
That's why the commie thing flew. But they had a right to say what they had to say. Listen.
Sure. I tried to get them to call in, too, but they wouldn't call in. I've had a couple of communists on the air in the past and tried to understand what they have to say. Very, very hard, but I failed.
Yeah, well, they're kind of unfair to a point. It's to me, communism and capitalism, it's just not viable. I did hear them out, and that's what that was all about. I was learning it, because I never went outside my ideology before. And I was learning, I was listening to their talking points, and I said, hey, come on my page. Let's do this. And I had all kinds of different ones on there, and I was reading the arguments. They would take a word, they would take my response, and they would spread it around without the context.
Sure.
I mean, it was...
Wow, somebody on the internet took something out of context. You're the first person that has ever happened to in the history of ever.
How about this, Lauren? It's really hard to use Facebook as a means to, to bring people together, that mostly people just go on there. Either they share pictures of their grandkids, which I think it's a really great platform for, or they use it as a cudgel to just beat home their point, and nobody really takes home anything new.
Correct.
Okay,
and
that's how I feel.
It's like an echo chamber of little click gangs as well, which I'm not a part of. I don't like that. But to even put off that before I went into this type of aspect in anarchism, I used to fight the court system on the court floor, acting as my own attorney. So I'm very well versed in legalese and writing.
What's the biggest case you won?
And fighting it in. Well, this went into the Second Court of Appeals. It was the right to travel.
So
unfortunately, I had
like no driver's license?
No registration. I do have insurance because I'm responsible and.
How do you get insurance without a driver's license?
Well, no, I have a driver's license,
okay.
But I fight the fact that I don't hand it over because it's a Class C commercial.
Gotcha.
I'm a private driver.
Okay.
So, I go on to that, and I go ahead and I pull the statutes and codes out, and I go at it with prosecutors.
Did you win in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals?
I've won 3 times. The 4th time, I had to go ahead. I don't even know the results yet of the Second Court of Appeals, but I have not received any paperwork or any fine stating that I owe anything as of now.
Fascinating. That's about the best I've ever heard of anybody who tries anything like this. But you do have a driver's license. You aren't showing it. So it's kind of a different angle than what I've heard. I've heard people that just give away their driver's licenses and attempt to call their cars vessels, and maybe they'll scribble some things on the side of the vehicle or something. And I always find that fascinating. Yeah.
Look, no, I literally fight it on within the court system's rules, because you have to play on their court system.
As you have more successes, Anarchy Girl, please give us a call back here on Free Talk Live. I'd love to hear more coming from you. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Free Talk Live, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Get the ultimate knife at an ultimate price. The Fox Karambit knife. Finally available in the U.S. The Fox Karambit knife opens with one hand, faster than you can pull a handgun. For utility, for defense, and for way less than other knives of this caliber. Go to theultimateknife.com. Truly the best knife you will ever own, and only available at theultimateknife.com. Use promo code radio at checkout for free shipping. Get the ultimate knife at the ultimate price at theultimateknife.com.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
Free Talk Live.
Well, I'm a working police officer. I'm actually on duty in a small town in Central Texas. I've been doing this job 10 years. 99% of what you guys talk about is dead on. We got guys getting into this profession just to wear a badge and play God. It's getting worse and worse. There used to be a couple of decent guys that I worked with. Both of them have quit.
Why did they quit?
It's because of the BS. We can't help the people that actually need help, which is what you get into this job to do if you're a good person.
It's interesting that whenever honest cops call in like you, we get the same story, that the corruption rises through the ranks, that the good guys, the guys like you that got in to make a difference and actually help people and catch the real bad guys, the guys like you end up getting frustrated by the system, frustrated by the corruption and the bureaucracy, and they end up quitting, which of course means that more bad guys can move in and move up through the ranks. Is anything inaccurate about that?
No, sir. That's my point entirely.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. It's the live Sunday edition. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
Tell you about Bitcoin.com. Bitcoin.com is the place to go to find out about just about everything you might want to know about cryptocurrency. They've got up-to-the-minute news published daily, lots of it published daily at Bitcoin.com. They have starter things like if you need to get a wallet, if you need to purchase Bitcoin, you need to have instructions on how to do things. They've got videos. They make it incredibly easy. Just go to Bitcoin.com. Whatever it is that you might need, they've got it there. You want to mine? Pool.bitcoin.com. You need some Bitcoin. Go to free.bitcoin.com. It's all there. Bitcoin.com, your one-stop shop. And, Daryl, I promise we're going to get to this story about this gal that apparently something bad happened on the way to Nigeria, right?
Something very, very bad.
Was it Nigeria?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Eric calling in from, it looks like Iowa. Eric, you're on Free Talk Live.
Oh, right on my cell phone. I hope it hangs on for us.
Sounds great.
But I wanted to talk to you guys about the other night. You had some people call in. You were talking about the being patriotic and loving your country and standing up for the flag, right?
Yep.
And I wanted to point out to some of those guys that called in. I was kind of blown away they would call into your show, but pretty much everybody loves their country. It's a rare person you'll find that would say they didn't, but I suppose there are some. But when you think about loving your country, you love it like for the same reason that you love your mother. Not because she's the best, but because it's yours, My mom's not better than your mom, but I love her just the same.
Let's hope she's better for you.
Right. And then you hear these people who are like, well, my country's the best. And I often hear people say that, and I wonder, how many countries have you really been to? Other than, as an occupying soldier or an invading soldier, unless you've really spent some time there doing business or, living with some of the locals for a few days, you don't know the culture or the people. And it's hard to make a snap judgment about a whole country based on a limited experience,
And I've not met all of the grandmas, but I will say that my mama is the best.
Right on.
But that's okay because, see, I share. And most of the children that live near her, they've adopted her as their grandma as well.
So
you wouldn't force me to say that she's the best, right?
Oh, I wouldn't force you, but if you met her, you would agree.
Probably.
I tend to so I understand your point. Like, so we all have this sort of chauvinism about where we're from to some extent or another, and it's pretty easy to find even within the United States. So if you start, talking badly about some region or another to the person from that region, you're gonna find out that they want to defend that to some extent. And I think that that's laudable. It's just fine. You've got a preference, and that's great. It's when patriotism goes to a toxic level where like it's a sports team or something like that. Oh yeah, well, we beat your team. Well, when one country beats another country, lots of people die. Or
unless it's the World Cup.
Well, yeah, it could be the World Cup. And the United States doesn't do so great when it comes to soccer.
Right now, speaking of the World Cup, there was the thing, what was it, like 20, 30 years ago where somebody allowed a goal and their team lost the World Cup and that guy got killed.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do take soccer really seriously around the world.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that they want to claim the term football, but I mean, football is this term that's used in the United States to mean one sport, around a large portion of the world to mean soccer, and then there's Australia, which calls something like rugby football also.
They call it
football.
Australian football, and colloquially it's called Aussie.
Okay, but do you understand why the football people should just abandon that term and go ahead and just adopt the term soccer? Soccer means one thing. That's it.
No, you're so stupid, Mark.
That would be association football.
That's what soccer means?
Soccer is short for association football.
Yeah, who's going to say
And
that?
then there was rugby football, and that's how it shortened to rugby and soccer because they didn't want to say association. Let's go play a game of association.
Eric is such a good caller, and we're such bad talk show hosts. Eric, I think you're absolutely right, and I really appreciate your call.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Every time I hear European or otherwise non-American soccer people talking about the sport to an American newscaster or something, they always use the term soccer. They defer to the audience that they're talking to. They're good about that. But I'm pretty sure they were calling it football before American football existed.
Yes.
There was a sport that existed that turned into soccer and football, American football. And I actually wrote a report on this in school. And
the Canadians have their own version of it.
What, the sport?
Of football. Their field is longer, it's wider,
Oh, yeah,
you get one less
Canadian
play.
rules. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, I mean, nobody really can lay claim to this term football. And it's such a broad term anyway. Football? I mean, it doesn't even, any sport that you touch your foot to a ball, that could be called football.
Kickball.
Yeah, especially football where you carry it all the time.
American football is poorly named. I admit that. I don't have a particular problem with American football being called something else too. But I think that that football should abandon the term.
The way it got the name.
I'm also willing to trade whatever it takes to get the metric system here in the United States. So if you people want us to drive on the wrong side of the road, if you want us to call things, the American football something different, please let's make a proposal. Talk to Donald Trump because he wants to make a deal.
Why is base 10 better than base 2? I
don't know what that means.
Imperial is a mess, and you know it is.
It's not exactly base 2.
We will take you out into the driveway. We will beat you over this.
So let's just call American football American football.
No, it's too long. You give me something with 2 syllables or less.
They call Canadian football Canadian football. We can call ours American football.
They only call it Canadian football because they do it slightly different than the United States. It's the same sport.
And it's slightly different than international football, which Americans call soccer. And it's different from Australian
Canadian football is much different than soccer. Come on.
Right. I said it's different.
You said slightly different.
Well, they all originated. Rugby football.
Why are you doing this? I want to talk about the metric system. This poor lady got robbed on her way to Nigeria, and you're here arguing about how much different Canadian football is than soccer.
What does either of that have to do with the metric system? Now you're just trying to confuse me.
I was talking to Johnny Ray about the metric system. You keep on jumping back in. I've got more things to say about Canadian football.
I'm just explaining the names, and you said let's come up with a name other than just calling it football, and I'm saying append the word American.
No, I don't. I'm not down with it. It's too
All
long.
Right. That's what she said. So let's jump into the story here from the Washington Post about Antonia Nwari, who spent years saving up thousands of dollars to open a medical clinic in Nigeria, the country where she was born. Then last October, she walked down a jet bridge at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport to board a plane to fly to Nigeria.
Makes sense.
The 59-year-old registered nurse had more than $37,000 in her carry-on bag and $4,000 in her purse, all cash, stowed in separate envelopes, some of it earmarked to help ill or aged family members. In her checked luggage, she packed medical supplies and over-the-counter medications, which she planned to use to provide free basic care and checkups to anyone who needed it. But she would never make it. Just as she was about to board the plane, agents from Customs and Border Protection stopped her. She recalled in an interview being asked, "How many people are you carrying money for? How many people are traveling with you?"
That doesn't sound like it's going to go well.
Oh, it did not go well.
She was kind of carrying money for people, maybe, sort of. Oh, boy. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450. Free here on Free Talk Live or LRN.FM on Skype.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful, full-featured wallet that allows you to send and receive Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core with anyone, anywhere in the world. It supports both single and multi-signature wallets and is available in multiple languages. The Bitcoin.com wallet is available on Windows, Linux, Mac, Android, and iOS devices. Learn more at wallet.bitcoin.com.
What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
This is a warning to all household pests, to all cockroaches, spiders, ants, mice, and rats. If you've made yourself at home in someone else's home, you'd better hope the owners never hear about Terminix, because Terminix has the know-how and the means to do whatever it takes to remove you from that home. Terminix has 90 years of experience eliminating home invaders, and they make it easy for homeowners to be protected by offering a free pest estimate by calling 1-800-676-9879. Cockroaches, spiders, ants, mice, rats, and other pests. This is your last chance. With one call, Terminix will remove you from the home you've invaded. If you think you can simply come back later, think again. Terminix will never stop working to keep you out with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Pests.
Wherever you are, I will find you.
Pests, you've been warned. Homeowners are calling Terminix right now for a free pest estimate. 1-800-676-9879. 1-800-676-9879. 30-day money-back guarantee at participating locations. Limitations apply. See plan for details.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into the rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, Hey, who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait on account. Now. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable!
Why are you running from me?
Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. It's the live Sunday edition. You're free to call in, talk live about whatever is on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
The number, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Apparently, a gal was traveling to Nigeria to try to help folks out from sort of a medical standpoint. And
59-year-old registered nurse, so not just, some random person saying, I'm going to Nigeria and I want to do some stuff.
Well, what happened?
Well, again, she went to board the flight and she was stopped by customs. And according to her recollection in an interview with the Washington Post, agents asked her, how many people are you carrying money for? How many people are you traveling with? Before she could even open her mouth to give an answer, the agent asked another question. How long have you even been in the United States?
Oh, my.
The questioning threw her off guard. She explained she had legally earned the money and that she was alone. She lives in Katy, Texas, became a U.S. citizen in 1994. Showed her passport, thinking perhaps they were questioning her legal status. The agents took her into a room to search her and her luggage. That's when they seized all $41,377 U.S. dollars that she had on her. She said, I felt like a criminal. I was humiliated, petrified. They were talking among themselves, saying how this is how people smuggle money out of the country. This is how they do it. Yeah, people smuggle money out of the country by finding a 59-year-old registered nurse who is wanting to open a medical clinic up
in Nigeria, yeah.
Well, there is the Nigerian prince scam of, I am Nigerian prince.
Customs and Border Patrol is a big, ponderous board agency. Yes. And when things like that happen, they're going to look for, look, agents, look, new young trainees, this is how we catch the bad guys.
Yeah. More than 6 months later, and now about 7 months, because this article from a month ago, and I've not found any updates, Border Patrol has not given her money back. This despite the fact that the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Texas did not bring a civil asset forfeiture case against her.
And they had 3 months to do so, right?
This happened in October.
Yep.
They've had 7 months.
Yes, but they have 3 months from a legal standpoint to bring charges.
Oh, that I
my understanding.
Yeah, I don't know what the legal thing is on that.
Yeah, we learned that in the case of the Albanian man last week.
Yeah, we're becoming we're becoming asset forfeiture show.
Yeah, speaking of which, thanks to Free Talk Live, specifically thanks to me, the Customs and Border folks have said that they will be giving the money back, minus the $770 that they spent at the strip club. But the rest of the $58,000 they will be giving back to the Albanian gentleman.
I'll bet he's happy to get it.
Yeah.
He can talk about that $700 after he gets his the other $53,000.
So again, about 7 months after her money was stolen by customs, Antonia Nuwari has not been charged with any crime. They've not filed civil asset forfeiture against her or the money. The infraction she committed was, quote, failing to declare money to customs before traveling. According to the agency's website, there is no limit on the amount of money that can be taken out of the country, but if a traveler is carrying more than $10,000 in currency, they must fill out a declaration, a rule she said she did not even know existed. The agency told her in April it would give her money back.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That 10th century maxim, as it's known, it made a lot of sense under English common law when the only law was that basically you can't harm your neighbor, and if you do,
don't hurt people, don't take their stuff.
Right, don't hurt people, don't take their stuff, and if you do, you have to make them whole. That was basically the law. So ignorance of the law really wasn't much of an excuse then, because you couldn't say, I didn't know I couldn't steal my neighbor's pig, right?
Right.
But, now when they make some dumb law that says, well, we have picked an arbitrary number, that arbitrary number is 10,000. You may not travel on an airplane with more than $10,000 without declaring it. And
it's not just an airplane. You can't travel out of the country without declaring. So
you're right.
You walk across the border, you drive across the border, you take a ferry, you take a cruise ship.
Yeah, you can declare. You don't have to declare anything on a domestic flight, I don't think.
Right. It's only leaving the country, and it's not just limited to flights. It is any means in which you exit.
Yeah.
Continuing on, Border Patrol told her in April they would give the money back under one condition.
All right.
You want to take a guess at what that condition is?
They want to cut about half.
You want to take a guess?
No.
that
she give up her right to sue the federal government.
Oh. Well, I'm surprised she hasn't done that.
It's called a hold harmless agreement. No, she's already sued the federal government.
Okay.
That's why they're saying, yeah, drop your suit and we'll give you your money back. No harm, no foul, right?
Well,
you remember the no harm, no foul, the rule that existed playing backyard basketball?
Sure. Well, I mean, why can't they just give her 12%? I mean, it's only been 7 months. Give her 12% on her money. This is pretty common among. That's a common number on the government. And then, hey, at the very least, she can claim that she had a 12% certificate of deposit with the federal government for the last 7 months.
Her attorney
says, which is a good number.
Her attorney says that condition violates her basic First Amendment rights to petition the government for redress of grievance.
It violates his right to keep a lawsuit going.
She did not sign the hold harmless agreement. Her attorney, Dan Albin, from the Institute for Justice, who I'm guessing probably not taking a big cut on this.
Doing it for free.
Says this is about as unconstitutional as it gets. They're requiring her to trade her right to the property in exchange for giving up her other rights.
So this isn't called asset forfeiture? They just took the money.
They never filed asset forfeiture.
Yeah.
They just took the money.
So this is a big government paperwork screw-up, too.
Albin says, does she want her right to property or does she want to give up her right to the First Amendment? They're sending these agreements out, not just to Antonio, but we think hundreds or even thousands of people every year. Spokeswoman for Border Patrol declined to comment for this report.
Seems unwise.
Citing pending litigation and would not even answer general questions about Border Patrol's hold harmless agreement policy. Border Patrol seizes property for more than 120,000 people per year, according to a federal lawsuit filed recently in federal court in Houston. To get the property back, individuals have two options. They can argue for their property using Border Patrol's administrative process, in which case Albin said a hold harmless agreement would not be unusual, or they can go the other route, leaving it for a federal prosecutor to decide whether to pursue federal asset charges or civil asset forfeiture. And you were right, within 90 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's 90 days of when you say, hey, the federal government stole my stuff and never gave it back, or is it 90 days from the day that they stole the stuff?
I believe it's from the day they took the stuff, but I am not an attorney, and anything that I say, the federal government would do whatever the hell it wants, because it is much bigger than you and has many more weapons than you do. Stop acting like they're on your side.
I have altered the deal.
Pray I don't alter it further. All right. That's what it all comes down to. I mean, if you put Darth Vader on the flag, would people still revere it? I know that they say that it has to do with the soldiers that have died and all those things that they say.
Think about all the stormtroopers that died when the Death Star blew up.
Right. I mean, look, I don't want to compare the United States soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines to stormtroopers.
Right. Stormtroopers were clones.
Yeah,
largely.
stormtroopers were clones. But ultimately, when you deal with these situations, I mean, the politicians, they're liars and thieves. The deep state, they operate however they want, and those that sacrifice the most get the least. And until we stopping sacrificing for these people who do not merit it, they're going to continue to do what they want to do.
Can we change the national anthem to the Imperial March? Would people still get upset if I don't stand for that?
It's a really great song.
And there is a version that's played in a major key that somebody recorded that you should give it a listen if you haven't.
I'll have to try finding that.
It's kind of, sounds like John Philip Sousa. It's uplifting.
I don't know who John D'Souza is.
John Philip Sousa is
a composer.
A great American composer that was specialized in marches.
Okay.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. I'd like to point out the Liberty Janitor, once again, knows the trivia here on Free Talk Live. You can call in. I want to tell you about Skype, too. Our username on Skype is lrn.fm, and you can just send us a message request and use that as a way to call in. Further, our Discord channel, discord.freetalklive.com.
It's been said, any society is only 3 missed meals away from chaos. Those times may be near. Think about it. Our country faces multiple terrorist threats and aggressions from Russia and North Korea. Social unrest and violent marches yet again may lead to looting of stores and city shutdowns. And our crumbling infrastructure leaves our power grid vulnerable to long-term outages from a single cyber attack. When the chaos from any one of these threats arises, the government knows it can't provide during a widespread national emergency. That's why you need your own plan for self-reliance. That's where My Patriot Supply comes in. Get a 4-week survival food supply for only $99. That includes breakfast, lunches, and dinners. Order online at preparewithgcn.com. $99 for 4 weeks of survival food that tastes like homemade cooking and lasts up to 25 years. From My Patriot Supply. Get your kits today at preparewithgcn.com. Free shipping is included. Preparewithgcn.com.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, June 10th, 2018. Silver's trading at $16.78 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,299 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $20, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,214. Antiwar.com reports the White House has offered a letter to Congress detailing U.S. military presence around the world and in some cases offering legal justification for having troops there. Despite claiming the letter meant to show their commitment to keeping Congress informed, it also had some conspicuous absences. The three biggest U.S. wars, Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan, all managed to not include any troop levels in the letter. There was no specific reason given within the letter for not providing those numbers, which includes tens of thousands of troops. President Trump has at times claimed that troop levels in those countries are classified and that the enemy must never know how many U.S. troops are there. Even with the administration using this as a pretext for keeping troop levels from the American public, it's not clear how they can keep the troop levels from Congress. Most of the figures aren't surprising. One noteworthy thing is that it mentions U.S. troops in Saudi Arabia and Yemen who are involved in combating the Houthi insurgency in Yemen. This is important because the Pentagon told the Senate before a recent vote on Yemen that no U.S. troops were involved in the war in Yemen. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Kia Motors Corporation plans to recall 500,000 cars in the United States this summer to fix an airbag flaw linked to a federal investigation into fatal crashes. The recall impacts 507,587 vehicles, including the 2010 to 2013 Kia Forte, Forte Coupe sedans, 2011 to 2013 Kia Optima sedans, and 2011-2012 Kia Optima hybrid sedans and Sedona minivans, according to a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration press release. The release states in the event of a crash, the airbag control unit may short-circuit, preventing the frontal airbags and seatbelt pretensioners from deploying. The airbag flaw is tied to a federal investigation into 4 fatalities and 6 injuries in Kia and its affiliate Hyundai concerning crashes where the airbag failed to deploy, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened Office of Defects investigations into the airbag issue related to crashes in March. 4 of the crashes involved 2011 Hyundai Sonatas and 2 involved 2012 and 2013 Kia Fortes. Kia issued a statement back in March saying it remains focused on the safety of its customers and will work closely with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on the ongoing investigation, including monitoring and conducting additional crash tests as appropriate. Kia said in the release that it is still working on a remedy, with the recall set to begin on July 27th. Hyundai recalled more than 580,000 Sonata cars in April, including the 2011 to 2013 Sonata sedans and 2011-2012 hybrid vehicles. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. Reuters reports the largest American actors union and 4 major television networks on Saturday agreed to limit auditions in private hotel rooms and homes, ratifying a guideline the Screen Actors Guild had enacted on its own accord in response to the Me Too movement. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG-AFTRA, which represents 160,000 actors and management from ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, reached a tentative agreement on a 3-year contract that also includes an array of pay increases, according to a guild statement. The networks and union agreed to language similar to that from the union's own guideline number 1 issued in April, which called for an end to auditions, interviews, and similar professional meetings in private hotel rooms or private residences. SAG-AFTRA President Gabrielle Carteris said the goal was to eliminate the potential for predators to exploit performers behind closed doors under the guise of a professional meeting. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
The Dick Cheney Vice Presidential Library opens in a pitch-dark, sulfurous underground cave, and a seedless watermelon is coming to grips with the fact it'll never be able to have kids. This is the Onion Week in Review. Following a litany of tragedies occurring over the past year, a report this week from scientists at Princeton University confirmed that 90% of the Earth's atmosphere is now made up of thoughts and prayers. Researchers confirmed that with the rise of tragic events occurring all across the world each and every day, the Earth's atmosphere is 7% nitrogen, 3% oxygen, and 90% emotional pleas begging for everything to be okay. In other news, a new study finds nothing that will actually convince you to change your lifestyle, so just forget it. UMass Dartmouth is beginning to regret offering a course in applied domestic terrorism, and a sparrow thinks it might have caught the bird flu after puking seeds all morning. Stay tuned after the video for a brief tear in the fabric of space-time, offering a glimpse at next week's Onion Review. And keep checking theonion.com for more.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live, the live Sunday edition. You can call in, talk about whatever is on your mind, because that's what we do here on Free Talk Live. We call it Free Talk Live because you're free to call in and talk live on
Talk
our
about whatever
airwaves.
you want.
About whatever you want. And, I mean, it's not like we're going to just let you, ramble on. We're going to discuss it with you, whatever it might be.
There are some limits on the whatever you want. So
Yeah,
you can't read, like T-Rex erotica.
You can't use naughty terms, and if you do read T-Rex, I don't think you couldn't read T-Rex erotica. It's just that we would probably not let you go very far into it. Generally, if you want to read something, it's going to be too long. You can't express it in... It'd be really nice if you could get it out in a minute, whatever it is. Just
right. But I'm guessing that, and there is a book that's available on Amazon called "Taken by a T-Rex," which I heard mentioned earlier today, which reminded me that T-Rex erotica exists. But I'm guessing that there's probably some details in there.
Yeah,
you can't give the details.
Prurient stuff cannot happen on the radio, and that's not a Free Talk Live rule. That's an FCC rule.
Right.
But I can be pretty sure that didn't use its front paws to hold anybody down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because tiny little.
Because they got a
arms.
little lame front look. It might be your favorite dinosaur, but it's got a little lame front paws.
T-Rex hates push-ups.
That's right, and pull-ups.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can't do any of those things. Yeah. So. Johnny Ray, we've got a story here about apparently we were just talking about Customs and Border Patrol taking some lady's money that she was going to use to buy medical equipment in Nigeria. ICE may have done something similar, maybe?
I was looking at another story that I've forgotten what the subject of that story was, but it gave me a link to this story that I have. It's from Slate.
That's how this is done.
Yep. From May of this year. Bad liars. On Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Ricardo S. Martinez shot down the federal government's efforts to strip Daniel Ramirez Medina of his DACA status.
Okay, DACA is the dreamer.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Delayed action for
childhood arrivals.
Thank you, Daryl. Shot down the federal government's efforts to strip Daniel Ramirez Medina of his DACA status.
I hear all those DACA people are terrorists.
We'll
that's
find out.
not true at all, because in order to qualify for DACA, you can't have a criminal record.
Surreptitious terrorists.
Immigrations and Customs Enforcement had arrested and detained Ramirez last year, then falsely claimed that he was affiliated with a gang and attempted to deport him. He filed suit alleging that ICE had violated his due process rights. Martinez, the federal judge, agreed. His order barred the federal government from voiding Ramirez's DACA status, safeguarding his ability to live and work in the United States legally for the foreseeable future. What may be most remarkable about Martinez's decision, though, is its blunt repudiation of ICE's main claim that Ramirez is gang-affiliated.
I wonder about this gang-affiliated thing. I mean, it sounds terrible, doesn't it? It makes him sound like he's got tattoos on his face and, generally does bad things. But you'd think you could get a conviction of some sort. It doesn't even have to be a felony conviction, right? At least some kind of nasty little misdemeanor conviction out there if somebody is gang-affiliated.
Let's see, if we wind up charging you with a felony and then we just offer you a series of plea deals, we'll get you to admit that you did something.
That's true.
And everybody has done something.
Right, especially when it comes to the federal government. They really hate to arrest somebody and not get a charge out of it.
Right, and Chris Reitman, our regular Thursday night co-host, keeps reminding me of this Twitter page called Crime a Day. And... well, they do what you would suspect a Twitter page called Crime a Day does, where every day they post something that is a federal crime. They have not yet posted one for today, but the one for yesterday, they cite the statute, makes it a federal crime to sell fried clams made from minced clams without warning people that they're made from minced clams.
That's a felony?
Doesn't say what level. It's a federal offense.
Federal offense. All right.
Yeah. So could be misdemeanor, could be felony. You would have to, search through the CFR where they provide the documentation for which one it is.
I mean, it's fraud, but what does the federal government have to do?
Hold on. How is it fraud? I'm selling you a fried clam. They're saying it's illegal to sell a fried clam. I have deep fried some clam. I just minced it up before I deep fried it.
You should say, if you're going to sell clams, deep fried clams, minced clams, you should call them deep fried minced clams, in my opinion. I'm going to call that, go ahead and say that is a very minor form of fraud, but the federal, if it doesn't cross a state line, what's the federal government got to do with it?
So let me ask this question.
Yep.
I went to the Bahamas one time and ordered fried fish.
Fried fish, all right.
Crazy American, I'm thinking battered deep fried filet.
Yeah.
No. They pan-fried the fish.
Okay.
It's not what I was expecting. It's not fraud. They were accurate that they fried the fish. So if I fry some clams, it's not fraud if I cut the clam up before I fry it.
I will admit that if you spent $10.50 on a little basket of fried clams and you thought you were going to get regular fried clams and you got minced fried clams, that you haven't, no great crime has occurred to you.
Right.
However, we have we have colloquialisms here in the United States, and fried clams generally means whole fried clams. Maybe you need to check, but, end of story.
The judge, back to my story.
Yep.
The judge did not simply rule against ICE. He accused the agency of lying to a court of law. The facts of Ramirez's case are extremely disturbing. In February 2017, shortly after President Donald Trump unleashed immigration agents to amp up arrests and deportations, ICE agents went to Ramirez's father's house in Seattle to arrest him. The father is undocumented and brought Ramirez to the U.S. illegally as a child. While there, they encountered Ramirez and asked him whether he was, quote, legally here. He responded that he was, a truthful statement given his DACA status, which he had renewed the previous May. Yet ICE officers detained him anyway. They took him to a processing center where, once again, he told them that he had a work permit. It doesn't matter, an agent responded, because you weren't born in this country.
It doesn't matter even if you were born in this country. They're going to do whatever they want to do.
ICE then interrogated Ramirez, fingerprinted and booked him, confiscated his work permit, sent him to a detention center, and placed him in removal proceedings. It also purported to revoke his DACA status, subjecting him to imminent deportation. Typically, the government may not rescind an individual's DACA status without giving the beneficiary an opportunity to contest its decision. But ICE claimed that Ramirez's DACA benefits could be terminated automatically because he presented, quote, an egregious public safety concern.
Oh, my.
Due to his alleged gang affiliation. ICE routinely alleges that Latino immigrants with no indication of gang affiliation are members of a gang in order to detain and deport them. And we hear about this gang stuff, I do, on the radio all the time, and it's presented pretty horrifically. I believe that MS-13 exists, and I believe that they have more than 40 members in the United States, and I believe that they're capable of bad things.
Sounds accurate.
that they probably have carried out some of the horrific things we hear about. I do not think that they present a substantial threat to me or to the country that I live in.
I suspect not, just because there's so many of them. But if you're in one of these neighborhoods where they were active, you probably feel that way.
Yeah, I suspect you're right about that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't change my opinion about it.
But if you're in a neighborhood where MS-13 is active, you probably are pretty upset about the police behavior too.
Yeah.
Generally, that's the way that is.
I don't believe that I have a right to a safe neighborhood. I know that there's loads of safe neighborhoods to go to, so if I find myself in a bad one, then to a certain extent that's my fault, and I get out and I go to another one.
It's good advice. The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind.
From the sixth letter of Captain Mark. A pirate's life is characterized by voluntary interactions. Unfortunately, the Crown presses everyone into involuntary servitude. Landlubbers believe slavery was abolished years ago, but the Crown still claims to own us when it crimps us into service against our will. Given sufficient ambition, it would gladly draft thousands of hapless victims to kill or be killed. It's simply slavery by another name. Landlubbers are routinely commanded to serve the so-called justice system in jury duty. But before you swell with civic pride, consider that how you feel is irrelevant to the Crown. You will appear as ordered or face punitive measures. The Crown insists that you participate in your own oppression. A jury summons provides pirates with a unique opportunity to obstruct injustices. A juror can vote not guilty, even if it's proven the law was violated. A juror can acquit for any reason at all, and not even a judge can reverse that verdict. Receiving a jury summons is basically winning the sedition lottery. But if you reveal that you know this during jury selection, you'll probably be dismissed. If the Crown foolishly crimps a pirate into jury duty, it behooves the pirate to conceal their intention to nullify unjust laws. If a master takes 100% of your labor, it's called slavery. But if they only take 50%, they call it taxation. A difference of degree, not of kind. Whether the Crown claims a fortune or a cent is irrelevant. Most of all, a slave owner desires contented slaves, meaning thoughtless ones that accept their bondage. These house slaves see no contradiction in being drafted in a war to end slavery or summoned to a jury to prosecute tax evasion. An ideal slave knows no higher call than the master's will. The Crown's highest ambition is that its slaves revere the authority that subjugates them. But the Crown does not own me. I will not surrender my time and treasure to the Crown's ambitions. Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. Facebook.freetalklive.com. Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever is on your mind on this live Sunday edition of Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
The number is 855-450-3733. We're reading a story here where apparently a federal judge has told ICE, Immigration, what's it called?
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Yep. That they're big fat liars. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm curious as to how this all goes, but I want to tell you real quick about Zencash. Zencash it's new, better tech in many ways than the existing cryptocurrencies out there. It handles things like it's got 11,000 secure nodes. It allows for private transactions. You can use it to send messages if that's what you want. There's no central authority or single point of failure. It's more resilient than a traditional corporation because it's it's a bunch of people who are working on it. There's no doubt about that. There's stakeholders that make Zencash less susceptible to third-party influence. And it allows for secure private transactions, I had said before. Please go to zencash.com, check them out, find out more about them, and if you feel like I do and you think that the price is going to go up here in the relatively near future, I bought in and hasn't gone up as quick as I'd like, but I'm holding because I believe that it's going to turn around. Bitcoin's having some growing pains right now, and maybe that'll turn around in a week or two. Zencash.com.
Mark, before I go on, my purpose in sharing this story is I'm sharing it for the benefit of the Lew Rockwell types and the folks who are anti illegal immigration. And
a lot of those are just anti-immigration under the guise of only opposing illegal immigration.
I feel the same way, Daryl, but I'm rhetorically giving them the benefit of the doubt. This man was not born here.
Daniel Ramirez Medina.
And I think that's just, that's it as far as it goes in a lot of people's minds. I don't know if I can change their minds, but what I want to get across with this story is that the bureaucrats that you are relying on to keep your country pure are a bunch of lying scumbags.
So I don't disagree with what you have to say on that subject. I had a really strange experience this week. I was at the Talkers, they used to call it the New Media Seminar, but now it's called Talkers 2018. And they have this event called the Talk Radio Rumble. And in the Talk Radio Rumble, they took about...
Did they have Michael Buffer there that introduced it of, let's get ready to rumble?
No, but they did have Curtis Sliwa with a baseball bat in his hand. Get it all started. And Jim Bohannon actually hosted the Rumble.
Okay.
And one of the people that was on the Rumble was one of Daryl's least favorite people in the world, Wayne Allen Root. Now, Daryl holds...
I'm just glad that he's no longer in the Libertarian Party promoting war.
That's war is what his initials are.
Yes, but when he was running for the presidential nomination and then the vice presidential nomination in 2008, he was proudly proclaiming that his initials were war. He was the war candidate.
Well, whatever that might mean to you. All I'm going to say on this is that, I went in there expecting to really dislike Wayne Allen Root, and I can't say that I find his pomposity and his, deep and abiding need for self-promotion particularly endearing, but I can say that his solution to the immigration problem was precisely the same as mine and presented in exactly the opposite way.
I want to guess what it is.
Go ahead.
Eliminate welfare.
Eliminate welfare and?
I don't know.
The ability to vote. So, basically, if you start
so
arguing...
basically, you're talking about a green card. You just like to call it a blue card because somehow you think that means something other than green card.
Green cards are given by the federal government, whereas basically anybody would be able to come to the United States and get, what I call a blue card. I think that's what Milton Friedman called it too. And basically, they'd be able to work. They'd never be able to receive welfare of any sort. If they did manage to scam some welfare for themselves, there'd be some kind of imprisonment and deportation involved.
So kind of like what exists now under that green card.
Fine. Hey, look, I'm not saying that there's a lot of differences. I just made a different color so that we could be clear that it's a different thing. It's not the same as a green card because green cards have all kinds of restrictions. But there's a lot of similarities.
But you're adding restrictions to the blue card.
Do you pay income tax under the green card? The answer is yes.
I don't know.
You shouldn't have to pay income tax if you're not receiving any of the services. Further, these people wouldn't be able to, they'd be able to just come, no welfare, and if somebody came under this program, they'd never be able to vote. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's a statistically insignificant act anyway, but the reason the Democrats want you here is because you'll vote for Democrats, they believe. So the Republicans put in place a program where people can live better lives, have more opportunity to make money, and there's none of this arguing about who they're going to vote for. Make it that simple. End of story. You come here, make a better life for you and your family, no voting. And that's what he recommended, but his statement was, and since they're all on welfare, they're going to leave. I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe that most immigrants are on welfare.
No, nor me.
And I don't believe they're not.
What's that? Yeah, well,
they're not. The statistics don't prove that, but there are certain people that you can present all kinds of statistics and they'll just be like, yeah, but that doesn't support what I think, so therefore ignore.
But those people can't argue that if we put in place a program like I say that offers no
they'll
welfare.
argue whatever they want to argue. They don't care about facts, Mark.
At that point, all they've got is they're taking our jobs. And that's it, right? And they don't speak English. Well, English isn't the national language of the United States. There isn't one.
Right.
And if you have a problem with that, talk to the Cajuns. They will gut you right there. All right?
You can talk to the Amish. They won't gut you, but they may refer to you as the English. And they might say something in German.
Yeah, they probably will. As a matter of fact, I sat
and then mosey along in their wagon.
Yeah.
Call you a Doomkopf.
Right. Call you a Doomkopf.
I don't know what that means.
It's a dummy.
It's
a dumb head.
Yeah. So there you go.
A group of renowned attorneys then stepped in to defend Ramirez. This is after ICE claimed that his DACA benefits could be terminated because he presented an egregious public safety concern due to his alleged gang affiliation.
Even though there's no evidence that he has gang affiliation, they're just alleging.
There's evidence.
They've got some evidence.
Just you wait. A group of renowned attorneys then stepped in to defend Ramirez, arguing that virtually every action ICE had taken against their client was unlawful. They also alleged that ICE's key claim that Ramirez is gang-affiliated was a complete falsehood. One of his lawyers, Mark Rosenbaum, presented evidence indicating that ICE had doctored Ramirez's statement by erasing words he had written in the pencil provided to make it seem as if he had confessed to being in a gang. The original statement asserts he has no gang affiliation. During his initial interrogation, ICE officers asked him 5 times whether he belonged to a gang, and he repeatedly said no. Instead, he asserted that he had, quote, fled California to escape from the gangs.
Yeah, well, that's proof enough. What would you flee for? The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Free Talk Live.
Healthcare reform is confusing. With the loss of the Obamacare mandate, those needing help can now choose an affordable alternative. By joining Liberty HealthShare, you're part of a community of health-conscious Americans all over the country who control their own healthcare costs and choices. Liberty HealthShare is not insurance. It is an association of self-pay patients who unite with like-minded people to share the cost of their medical needs. Neighbor helping neighbor. Learn more now by going to libertyoncall.org. That's libertyoncall.org.
It's a no-brainer. A Big Berkey water filter is the one you need, period. You need a water filter that removes chlorine, fluoride, pharmaceuticals, BPA, and other endocrine disruptors, pesticides, bacteria, viruses, and much more, right? And does it all at only 2 cents per gallon. Get the original and most trusted name in gravity water filtration, Big Berkey. And now GCN listeners receive 5% off ceramic filter systems using code GCN. Call or click 1-877-99-BERKEY or BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Refrigerated Cookie Dough. Who would you bake some love for? Find fun and easy baking ideas at tollhouse.com. Kids love doing arts and crafts projects, especially when you join in. Try channeling all that artistic energy into the kitchen and bake up some creative treats together. Think of your art supplies as the frosting, sprinkles, and decorating gels, and use cookies or cupcakes as your canvas. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You may call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
Right now, we are discussing a story about the Immigration and Customs, what is it? Enforcement Agency, and how they've been scolded by a judge for apparently just making stuff up about this guy that they picked up because, well, that's what happens, especially when the federal government gets an arrest. They don't want to look like they arrested the wrong person. So oftentimes, they're going to get their conviction. And that's what happened to this Ramirez fella. Real quick, I want to tell you, if you are a libertarian, you've probably, at some point or another, thought to yourself, I would like to do business with libertarians. I can tell you that because we've gotten contacted often about this particular topic.
Agorism.
Right. Well, whatever. Nonetheless, I think people want to do business with people that they like, people that are like them, and in many ways, and believe like them. So we put together. We got together with Liberty.menu. It was put together by a man named Patrick, and it was a really great site. We think it's great. You can go there. It's exclusively for individuals who reject the initiation of force and for those who agree to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. Put your voluntarist ideas into action at Liberty.menu. Use the code FTL to get a special badge. It's Liberty.menu.
To recap, the ICE agents went to Ramirez's father's home because they knew that he was an illegal immigrant, and while there, they met his son, who claimed he was a DACA beneficiary. They took him into custody anyway and alleged that he was affiliated with gangs and needed to be deported.
Right.
Again, with no actual evidence.
There was no reason to doubt Ramirez's story, and good reason to believe it. If he had been in a gang, after all, the government would have already known. To renew his DACA status, Ramirez had to undergo 2 thorough background checks.
Right.
Neither turned up any evidence of gang affiliation. Yet, ICE continued to press its case against Ramirez. In immigration court, agents rested their case on one piece of evidence, a tattoo on Ramirez's forearm that consists of a nautical star and the words La Paz. La Paz.
So the pass?
La Paz-BCS.
Okay. BCS.
Which represents his birthplace, the city of La Paz in Baja California Sur.
Okay.
Ramirez repeatedly insisted that this tattoo had nothing to do with any gang, but an ICE agent claimed that his tattoo actually proved he was, quote, definitely a gang member, end quote.
Because who else winds up putting their birthplace on their arm except for gang members? And who has nautical stars?
Yeah, I don't understand.
An ICE agent claimed that his tattoo actually proved he was definitely a gang member because it allegedly looked like the tattoo of the Bulldogs gang.
Wouldn't that be a bulldog?
It would probably, not a star.
I'm going to wind up taking a look at the Bulldogs gang symbol and let you know what it is.
The author of this Slate.com article parenthetically states that it does not look like that. 2 different immigration judges found no indication that Ramirez was gang affiliated or a threat to public safety. Martin Flores, a gang expert who has consulted in more than 700 cases, testified that he had never seen a gang member with a similar tattoo, nor would he attribute this tattoo to have any gang-related meaning. Another gang expert, Edwina Barbosa, declared that there is no apparent evidence that Ramirez has ever been a gang member himself.
Edwina is a name you don't hear a lot.
And a Google search for Bulldogs Hispanic gang shows several people with tattoos of bulldogs, not nautical stars.
All of me. Why not take all of me?
Explain yourself.
Edwina is the character that, I can't remember the actress, plays opposite Steve Martin in All of Me.
Okay. Holly Hunter played Edwina in Raising Arizona. And they called her Ed for short. Carlos Garcia, a Mexican researcher who has studied gangs extensively, stated that this tattoo does not show any gang affiliation, but I still insisted that Ramirez was a gang member and thus eligible for deportation. Martinez, this is the federal judge who is scolding ICE. Martinez, a George W. Bush appointee, was plainly incensed by the agency's lies. ICE's conclusory findings, he wrote, have been contradicted by experts and other evidence. The government produced no evidence to contradict multiple experts' testimony discrediting ICE's bizarre interpretation of Ramirez's tattoo. And its claims are completely contradictory to the government's own previous findings after extensive background checks that were meant to uncover evidence of known or suspected gang association. Most troubling to the court, Martinez continued, is the continued assertion that Mr. Ramirez is gang-affiliated, despite providing no evidence specific to Mr. Ramirez to the immigration court in connection with his administrative proceedings, and offering no evidence to this court to support its assertions 4 months later. Martinez concluded that ICE had violated Ramirez's rights by depriving him of his constitutionally protected liberty and property interests without due process of law. The judge also found that ICE had violated federal law by stripping Ramirez of his DACA status in an arbitrary and capricious manner without any rational explanation for its decision. Accordingly, he barred the government from terminating Ramirez's DACA benefits, shielding his right to continue living and working in the U.S., and he prohibited the government from asserting, adopting, or relying in any proceedings on any statement or record purporting to allege or establish that Mr. Ramirez is a gang member, gang-affiliated, or a threat to public safety. In other words, he ordered ICE to stop lying.
Lay off.
Final paragraph. This decision marks the second time in recent weeks that a court has found that immigration agents have made misrepresentations to a court. In early May, a New Hampshire judge held that Customs and Border Protection officers had lied about a dragnet it set up in the state, claiming that it was designed to catch undocumented immigrants when it was really meant to catch drug users.
Yeah, that's what it's designed for. There's a video of me on the internet out there where I pass through a Customs and Border Patrol, one of these standing. I don't know what to call it other than just a stakeout.
An internal
checkpoint. Right. It's checkpoint. It's permanent checkpoint.
You're talking about the one there on I-10.
It's on I-10
near El Paso.
In the United States.
Yes.
I just need to be clear 100%. When you watch this video, this all occurs well within the United States. This is not passing from Mexico into the United States. This is in the United States. I was driving from the United States to the United States. In the United States, and they asked me, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" And I asked if I was being detained, and they asked if I was a U.S. citizen, and I said, "Am I being detained? What probable cause? What do you have reasonable, articulable suspicion that I am not?"
You're on a road driving through our checkpoint, so therefore that's suspicious to us.
Right, and.
You did not take the only road around this that takes you 100 miles completely out of the way to avoid our checkpoint, so therefore you're suspicious.
Yeah. They're just bored. They just have things to do. They're not doing anything to keep you safe. They're asking questions that they shouldn't be asking.
But they're just doing their jobs.
Right. That's never been an excuse for anything. That's not an excuse. It was an excuse at Nuremberg. It's not an excuse now. It's never been an excuse for anything. Just doing your job just means somebody's paying you to do something. If they're paying you to do something that is bad, don't do it.
Now a federal judge has ruled that ICE essentially slandered a young dreamer to concoct the pretext necessary to deport him. There will likely be no consequences for individual ICE agents, given their broad immunity from lawsuits. But the courts, it seems, are starting to catch wise. Trump's immigration forces, much like Trump himself, simply cannot be trusted.
Well, just had to add that Trump thing. The number, 850, not that I think he can be trusted, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You still trust the federal government? Still trust your state government? Tell me why. The number, 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live.
The Bitcoin.com wallet is a simple and powerful, full-featured wallet that allows you to send and receive Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core with anyone, anywhere in the world. It supports both single and multi-signature wallets and is available in multiple languages. Use the Bitcoin.com wallet to buy, send, store, and receive both Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Core. Learn more at wallet.bitcoin.com.
Imagine this is you. You're working late when you get an alert on your smartphone. Your motion-activated Blink security camera picked up something at home. You pop open the Blink app and see the silhouette of a man peering through your kitchen window. You dial 911 and the police roll. The job of a home security system is to help stop crime, which is why I chose Blink. Get 3 Blink cams for way less than the other guys, plus an extra 15% off. Visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. Blinkprotect.com/FTL.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
This is Fred.
Hi, I'm Fred.
Fred's a repeater.
I tend to repeat.
Fred has a business.
I do have a business.
And a problem. Fred repeats the same tired advertising over and over, and now it doesn't work.
Over and over.
But Fred is about to see a vision.
I'm seeing a vision.
Advertising on the Genesis Communications Network is the smart way for Fred to reach his potential customers with the most affordable national advertising rates, period. Get started today with GCN, the Genesis Communications Network. Just email advertise@gcnlive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Call on in. Talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And, well, we just got finished with a story about how a judge scolded the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency for making stuff up, just bald-faced lying about somebody. Mind you, when they lie, somebody stays in jail. When you lie, they go after you and put you in jail. They don't get in trouble for lying. No big deal for them. No sweat. But apparently, it's another story just like this, Daryl?
Not just like it.
Okay.
This one involves a pizza delivery guy.
Okay.
Delivering a pizza.
Yep.
Because that's what
else
pizza
would he
delivery guys do.
Yep.
And, well, he made the mistake of delivering a pizza to a military base. Story here from The Hill. It says a soldier called ICE on a pizza delivery man after he made a delivery to the military base in New York City. Pablo Villavicencio was arrested on Friday after delivering the pizza to Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn. His wife, Sandra, said that her husband was then taken to an immigration jail in Manhattan, where he contacted her, according to a report. She told El Diario, which apparently is a media outlet in New York City, Quote, as usual, he went to the military base to deliver a pizza order. But this time, the guard, whom he identified as an African American, asked him for valid identification, and since he didn't have one, the soldier called ICE to come arrest him.
So like a driver's license. Okay.
Probably, but, like, hey, I'm here to deliver a pizza. You got any ID on you? I'm here to deliver a pizza.
Well, now we're
on a military base.
Yeah. When I was in Okinawa, when we had certain like threat levels, if you were the guy in charge of the barracks that night, if you were on duty that night, then anybody coming in had to present their ID card for you, regardless of
even
who
if
they
you knew
were
them
or what they look like. Yeah.
Right.
But my guess is that, and I've never been a pizza delivery guy to
Or the
a military base, but my guess is you take the pizza to like the check-in point. Hey, I'm here delivering a pizza, and then they get it to whomever ordered the pizza.
I wouldn't
don't know.
think that was necessarily the case. No.
Well,
some of these military
I stayed
bases
in a fairly, not super fancy hotel when I was in Omaha, but it was fancy enough to where the pizza delivery person did not come and knock on my door. I got a phone call from the front desk. Your pizza delivery is here. You need to come to the front desk.
Sure, and I'm sure that that's true.
I'm just assuming military base is the same way.
I think you're wrong. Military bases can be very, very, very large, city-sized. And the pizza delivery guy, if he's going to deliver to somebody, needs to bring it to their door in probably many cases. Likely, he's allowed on base. He had to present some kind of ID. He forgot his ID, and I'm not saying that this is all okay or anything like that. I've driven without my ID in my hand before, or in my pocket, or wherever, immediately on me. I've forgotten it, and I would prefer not to be thrown in jail because of it. I think that. So the guy could have done a couple of things. He could have said, it doesn't matter that you don't have your driver's license and can't present an ID, even though I'm supposed to get IDs from everybody. I'm just going to go ahead and let you through to deliver a pizza. He could have done that. I would consider that to be, him not doing his job. In that case, that's his job, and the pizza delivery guy probably should have had his ID on him. Secondly,
pizza delivery guy's just trying to do his job too.
He could have taken the pizza and sent the pizza delivery guy off. That's a possibility.
Yep. But I don't think he could have done that because the pizza would need to be paid for.
Yep.
Here's some money for the pizza. I'll get the money from Sergeant so-and-so.
You're asking this guy to, if he does that one time, how many times is he going to do that? How much money does he have in his pocket?
Right. Or just, hey, I've called the sergeant guy. He's coming over to pick up his pizza. Just wait here.
You could handle it that way, but
there are any number of ways that this could be handled other than calling ICE.
But he's an MP, right? In all likelihood, handling the gate.
It doesn't specify what rank the guy was. It doesn't give the guy's name. Doesn't give his age. Doesn't give his serial number.
Johnny Ray, having worked on a base, who's most likely to work these?
If this happened at the gate, then yes, he was an MP.
Okay, so the cop wanted him to have his driver's license. I'm shocked.
Continuing on, Sandra, who is an American citizen, and again, the wife of Pablo.
Who is an American citizen?
Sandra is. Pablo is the guy that got immigration called on him. I'm asking about him. I'm getting there.
All right, go ahead.
She said that she met Pablo 5 years ago. They got married. They have 2 daughters. And in February, they began working on him getting his legal residency. Quote, there aren't any words that can define the drama that my daughters and I are living. From one moment to the next, life changed for us. And all I ask now is for them to not deport my husband, to give him an opportunity. Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams and City Council member Justin Brannan, who both represent Fort Hamilton, are expected to ask for answers concerning Pablo's arrest. Activists have called for, and I'm just giving the first name because I don't want to keep trying to pronounce the last name that's given in the article here. Activists have called for Pablo to be released, for an investigation of the military base, and for the base to stop collaborating with ICE. All because somebody went to deliver a pizza that they were paid to deliver.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts? Should just every random person wind up calling ICE because the pizza guy looks like he might not be from around here?
No, but when you're dealing with a federal government agency and you're going on to a military base...
So dude should have told the manager at Pizza Hut, I can't deliver pizzas today because I'm not from around here?
No, he should have said, I forgot my driver's license at home. Right? I mean, look. When you go to work and your job is to drive pizzas someplace, you need a few things. You need to have your uniform on. You need to have your driver's license. Your car needs to be in good repair.
We don't even know if he actually has a driver's license. But maybe the company that hired him is like, yeah, we don't care that you don't have a driver's license. Just don't get arrested while you're on duty.
I'm getting less and less sympathy here. I'm just feeling less and less. I don't know. I mean, it's not. I mean, he ran right up on this thing. I guess he probably thought I'm gonna go ahead and say he thought he had his driver's license with him, and he didn't have it on him. And that's really unfortunate that it goes from no driver's license. Whoops! I thought I had my driver's license to in jail for being an illegal immigrant. But is he an illegal immigrant?
It says that they're going through the process of getting legal residency for him.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
That would be something less than citizen. Your blue, green, purple card thing that you keep talking about, there's currently a green card that exists. And if you are a legal resident that is not yet a citizen, then you would get a green card. And it appears that they're working through that process.
Trying to get a green card.
And my understanding is as long as you're going through the process, then you don't get deported unless you commit some kind of, major violation or misdemeanor or felony.
He has been misidentified as an illegal alien for not having his driver's license on him. So it's really unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. But you seem to be completely fine with the military calling ICE on people
here's a little advice.
You happen to not be from around here and you don't have all your papers. Papers, please, sir, Mr. Pizza Delivery Man.
Look, if a police officer decided to give me hell because I didn't have my driver's license on me, I would at the very least understand.
And then they'd deport your ass to Florida.
I can't. Well, please, please break my heart. Send me off to Florida. Yeah. So a free airline ticket to Florida. That'd be awful.
Oh no, it wouldn't be an airline ticket. They'd handcuff you and throw you in the back of some van that just happens to be heading south a little bit at a time.
Yeah, if you're going to go to a military base, please bring all your proper identification. It will.
Or better advice is just don't go to a military base.
Yeah, military guys need pizza too.
Yeah, don't they have like one of those? What's the thing called? A mess hall? Commissary, someplace that makes food?
Yeah, but it sucks.
I hope it does. I hope that this MP never calls for a pizza. Never, ever calls for a pizza. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-667-9035. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-667-9035. 800-667-9035. That's 800-667-9035.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in Liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, June 10th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.78 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,299 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $20, and the average price of Bitcoin is $7,214. Antiwar.com reports the White House has offered a letter to Congress detailing U.S. military presence around the world and in some cases offering legal justification for having troops there. Despite claiming the letter meant to show their commitment to keeping Congress informed, it also had some conspicuous absences. The 3 biggest U.S. wars, Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan, all managed to not include any troop levels in the letter. There was no specific reason given within the letter for not providing those numbers, which includes tens of thousands of troops. President Trump has at times claimed that troop levels in those countries are classified and that the enemy must never know how many U.S. troops are there. Even with the administration using this as a pretext for keeping troop levels from the American public, it's not clear how they can keep the troop levels from Congress. Most of the figures aren't surprising. One noteworthy thing is that it mentions U.S. troops in Saudi Arabia and Yemen who are involved in combating the Houthi insurgency in Yemen. This is important because the Pentagon told the Senate before a recent vote on Yemen that no U.S. troops were involved in the war in Yemen. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Kia Motors Corporation plans to recall 500,000 cars in the United States this summer to fix an airbag flaw linked to a federal investigation into fatal crashes. The recall impacts 507,587 vehicles, including the 2010 to 2013 Kia Forte, Forte Coupe sedans, 2011 to 2013 Kia Optima sedans, and 2011-2012 Kia Optima hybrid sedans and Sedona minivans, according to a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration press release. The release states in the event of a crash, the airbag control unit may short circuit, preventing the frontal airbags and seatbelt pretensioners from deploying. The airbag flaw is tied to a federal investigation into 4 fatalities and 6 injuries in Kia and its affiliate Hyundai concerning crashes where the airbag failed to deploy, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration opened Office of Defects investigations into the airbag issue related to crashes in March. 4 of the crashes involved 2011 Hyundai Sonatas and 2 involved 2012 and 2013 Kia Fortes. Kia issued a statement back in March saying it remains focused on the safety of its customers and will work closely with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on the ongoing investigation, including monitoring and conducting additional crash tests as appropriate. Kia said in the release that it is still working on a remedy, with the recall set to begin on July 27th. Hyundai recalled more than 580,000 Sonata cars in April, including the 2011 to 2013 Sonata sedans and 2011-2012 hybrid vehicles. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zencash.com. Reuters reports the largest American actors union and 4 major television networks on Saturday agreed to limit auditions in private hotel rooms and homes, ratifying a guideline the Screen Actors Guild had enacted on its own accord in response to the Me Too movement. The Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, SAG-AFTRA, which represents 160,000 actors and management from ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, reached a tentative agreement on a 3-year contract that also includes an array of pay increases, according to a guild statement. The networks and union agreed to language similar to that from the union's own guideline number 1 issued in April, which called for an end to auditions, interviews, and similar professional meetings in private hotel rooms or private residences. SAG-AFTRA President Gabrielle Carteras said the goal was to eliminate the potential for predators to exploit performers behind closed doors under the guise of a professional meeting. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
According to a report released today, the vast majority of American children lack the presence of a strong, sculpted male supermodel, with less than 4% of youngsters being taught the important values of respecting runway etiquette, maintaining a glistening six-pack, and walking a catwalk with verve and flair.
The number of strong-jawed male supermodels in children's lives has declined to record lows, leaving the majority of our youth unaware of how to get comfortable in front of the camera during an underwear shoot, or even perform something as simple as a sexy but stylish full turn.
Stanton went on to say that impoverished communities were especially affected by the lack of Adonis-like male figures, and added that children in lower-class homes were over 80% less likely to grow into the type of high-cheekboned, studly he-men that succeed in haute couture society.
Quite frankly, these children are just not getting the necessary influence of a dynamic male supermodel who can both make puppy dog eyes at the camera and also radiate that sort of raw, unabashed machismo that forces fashionistas to look up and take notice.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live. It's the final hour of the live Sunday edition. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
Going to get to your calls here in a moment, but I wanted to tell you about the opportunity that you can get archives of Free Talk Live going back for more than a decade, all for free at archives.freetalklive.
Free Talk Live has been a pioneer in offering their content for free without requiring any kind of subscriptions or taking a survey or any kind of bull crap. Ever since the beginning, when I was a listener back in Asheville, I listen to Free Talk Live all the time because I could get it, and some other folks I couldn't, and I appreciate that, Mark.
Yep. It's that's our goal. Just go to archives.freetalklive.com. Let's talk to Matthew calling in from Louisiana. Matthew, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, Mark, Daryl, Johnny. That is Johnny Ray, right?
Yep. That is Johnny Ray.
Hello, Matthew.
Ah, there you go. I can recognize your face even on YouTube with its poor resolution. Yesterday I called up about what YouTube had done to, I said Midways, and I got that wrong. It was Brownells. Well, I was listening to Gun Talk, and he was on, Tom Gresham was on the phone with Alan Gottlieb, and they are thinking about petitioning the government to do something about this sort of thing. And I'm like,
you're going to have to recap now.
God,
we've got a whole new audience. What was done?
Okay, YouTube, I'm sorry, I forgot. YouTube dropped without any notification, without any community strikes or any of that other BS that they engage in. Brownell's YouTube channel.
Who is Brownell?
Boom. Brownell is a gun parts dealer.
Gotcha.
Manufacturer, and they deal in basically gun accessories and things of that nature.
All right.
And at the same time, they are starting to Google, YouTube's parent company, is starting to refuse ads from Brownells.
I see. So it sounds like the Google may be deciding that it's just not going to do this whole gun thing.
Right. And so I heard Tom today talking with Alan Gottlieb of the Second Amendment Foundation, and they were talking about maybe possibly getting the government to do something about this, and I was like, whoa, man, that kind of sounds like a really bad idea.
I think it is a bad idea, and here's why. It's not that I don't feel like people should be able to consume gun accessory videos. As a matter of fact, I've consumed gun accessory videos, and I like them. And I wish I could get them on YouTube. And YouTube is certainly the premier video distribution platform on the internet right now, and it's owned by Google. And if Google feels this way, ultimately, they should be able to decide whether or not they want to do that on their platform. And I'd say this, it's also a huge opportunity because people watching videos that have to do with guns, gun accessories, shooting, things like that, are going to people want to consume that. Lots of people want to consume that, and when they have to switch over to another platform, Vimeo, I don't know whoever it might be, Library, Coin, I don't know who it's going to be. Supload could be any of these, right? Or somebody I've never heard of. Once they do that, then all those people are going to have to go elsewhere to consume their videos, and then YouTube loses its stranglehold. And it has been getting meaner and meaner to producers over time, and this is it. This is the opportunity. Either you can cement YouTube's supremacy in the video distribution platform by causing the federal government to regulate it and force them to do what you want them to do, or you can bring competition to the marketplace by taking your business elsewhere. And that's precisely what I am in favor of doing, but I have got no way of talking to Tom for another 2 weeks because he only allows me to call him once per month. Write him an email.
There was something else. Okay, good idea. I'll do that. Then there was something else I saw. This was on Sargon of Akkad's, oddly enough, YouTube channel. Carl Benjamin is his actual name. He was talking about something called the EU Directive 13, where they are really clamping down on fair use in people's memes. Is that the word, or is it memes? I don't know.
Memes.
But they're really memes. Okay, they're really clamping down on the people who are providing content, and the large companies such as YouTube, they can afford the auto-filtering software, but the smaller providers, they are SOL. And so this is going to have a serious impact on free speech.
So what's happening when they filter these memes out because they don't feel like fair use has been in play?
Right now, and I've actually got an article about this.
By the way, any lawyer worth any kind of salt can figure out that a meme is basically fair use.
Right. So there's something that the European Parliament is going to wind up voting on later this month. That is Article 13. That is
thanks for the call, Matthew.
Copyright Directive.
You're welcome.
Article from the BBC says, critics say it misunderstands the way people engage with web content and risks excessive censorship. The Copyright Directive is an attempt to reshape copyright for the internet, in particular rebalancing the relationship between copyright holders and online platforms. Article 13 states that platform providers should, quote, take measures to ensure the functioning of agreements concluded with rights holders for the use of their work. Critics say this will, in effect, require all internet platforms to filter all content put online by users, which many believe would be an excessive restriction on free speech.
So what's it mean?
Let's see here. A campaign against Article 13. The campaign is called Copyright for Creativity, said the proposal could destroy the internet as we know it, saying, quote, should Article 13 of the Copyright Directive be adopted, it will impose widespread censorship of all content shared online. So my guess here, and they don't actually wind up really explaining what this Article 13 would do, but based on what it's saying here, basically, if you share something that might be copyrighted, then the platform provider would be obligated to remove that. So, Mark, you shared a meme, and you didn't create the image that you put the words on.
Right.
So, therefore, we have to remove this from our platform.
Most memes, for people that don't know what a meme is, and, this is radio, so sometimes I have to do it. Somebody takes an image, and they put some words on it, and then that image itself sort of has meaning to it.
Yes.
So, for instance, there's a character in The Office that wears some suspenders, and he says, if you could do such and such, that'd be great, right?
Yep.
And so, people will put all kinds of things in that such and such area. So, if everybody here could just shut up and listen to Mark, that'd be great.
If everybody here could stop asking the government to do things for them, that would be great.
Right.
And if you don't get the reference on any of these memes, there's a wonderful website called Know Your Meme.
Yep.
And you go there and
you type in
a description.
Suspenders, glasses, that'd be great.
And it will tell you where the image came from, what the underlying
meme
joke
is.
was,
and sometimes
how it
the joke
wound
is
up.
dumb. Just so you know. I mean, sometimes you go there and you're like, wow, I typed all this in and I got this. All I got was this lousy result.
Some memes are clever and some are not.
One that started floating around a few months ago of the guy shooting somebody in the chair, and it was like, why would this complete other random person do this thing? That's a screenshot from a thing that came out like 7 years ago, but it just started floating around.
Right. Sometimes memes are old, but they're almost always of material that was copyrighted at some point or another. It's creativity on top of copyrighted material. It's great because that allows evolution in comedy. 855-450-3733, 855-450-FREE, Free Talk Live.
Ike was such a sweet, lovable animal, and people would want to pet him, and they'd come up and they'd get close to him, and it would be this instant, oh! My dad didn't want to touch him. It's like, ooh, get the stinky dog away from me.
Even after we'd give her a bath, she would still stink.
Very stinky, both bad breath and bad gas. I asked the vet, and he said some dogs are just stinky.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com. The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
The ingredients convinced me that it was definitely worth trying. After about a week, he started smelling normal. My husband and I were really kind of astonished.
Dinovite is nutrition.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
What's more profitable, running your business or doing bookkeeping? Doing your business, of course, but you want to keep your books so that you can maximize your tax savings, right? What if I told you that there's a person that's a bookkeeper, accountant, and law school graduate that's also a hardcore libertarian?
My name is Melanie Johnson, and I hate the state. I will aggressively help you to minimize your tax exposure and maximize profits, all while staying within the law.
Melanie's your best choice for your taxes and bookkeeping needs. Go to tax.freetalklive.com and check out our website, tax.freetalklive.com.
Good technology is good, but the philosophy behind the tech is important. And Zencash was made by voluntarists with the ideas of voluntary interaction being embedded into the white paper. With no central authority or single point of failure, Zencash is more resilient than a traditional corporation. Everyone has an equal opportunity to participate in decision-making, which empowers stakeholders and makes Zencash less susceptible to third-party influence. And Zencash allows for secure private transactions. Learn more at zencash.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.fm now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You may call in, discuss whatever is on your mind. That's what we do here at Free Talk Live. It's not that big of a deal. We do it all the time. You're welcome, though. 7p to 10p Eastern Time, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
I want to tell you about my Blink home security system. It's very easy to set up, remarkably easy, maybe 10 minutes tops setup. No big deal. It allows me to look in on my home anytime I want, and it sends me notifications when somebody walks in front of a camera, when that camera's turned on. I can turn it on and off different times, set it, and I can turn it several times during the day. It's not just one time during the day you can set it for. It's really awesome, and it's really not that costly. Blink's live feed option allows you to monitor your home from your smartphone. No contracts, no subscriptions. Get 3 Blink cams for way less than the other guys, and an extra 15% off if you use our coupon code. So visit blinkprotect.com/FTL. It's blinkprotect.com/FTL. You can take the system, move it to another location. They make it very easy for you. blinkprotect.com/FTL. Let's go to Carl, calling in from New Jersey. Carl, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, gentlemen, thanks for taking my call. Many years ago, I can't remember, it's been so long, you talked about the pizza deliveries to military bases. Well, here's what happened. This one guy took some videos to a electronic store that's still in business, and the kid looked at the videos he was putting on DVD, and he called the FBI because it was showing them training to do terrorist attacks or something. The FBI investigated. But here's the sad thing about the story. I think there was 4 or 5 kids involved, but the one kid, his dad, had a pizza store near that military base, and the kid would go there in and out lots of times delivering pizzas. But they were all arrested because they were planning to go in there delivering pizzas. Not really. They were planning to go in there and kill military people. And the sad part is their dad, who had the pizza business, went out of business because nobody would go there after that was brought out.
Right.
But my whole point is that's why the military has to be very careful who they let in. I mean, back then it was like, oh, pizza delivery, you know where you're going in here? Yeah, go ahead.
That's why I suggested just have the guy wait at the front desk until whoever ordered the pizza came to pick up the pizza. There's all kinds of way that they could have handled that situation in New York instead of calling immigration.
Right. I agree with that. So I've been on military bases, and they want my driver's license, proof of insurance, registration. They make copies of it and give me a guest pass, and when I leave, I got to return in the guest pass. So they, otherwise, you don't get on the base. But
thanks for the call, Carl. I think that's very relevant.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
855-450-3733. Let's go to David calling in from New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yes, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I'd like to point out that you're calling in on Skype, and that's why you sound so much better. People who want to call in on Skype can do so simply by sending a friend request. Our username is LRN. That's in Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM. You should do it now in case you feel like making a call in the future. LRN.FM.
Hey, first of all, 1, 2, 3. If you want to have some fun, interchange the word whenever you see the word memes. Substitute memes. You can have all kinds of word fun like that. And speaking of word fun,
memes as opposed to memes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they are ice age gents, why are you surprised they behave like Neanderthals?
Oh, that's a pretty good joke.
As someone with 293 Neanderthal variants, I am offended by that joke.
Yeah, I got to say that what offends me is that Daryl has about 7 more Neanderthal variants than I do.
Daryl was the inspiration for that joke. Just kidding, Daryl. And I think they should change, just for some good fun, I think they should change, since there's a controversy with the soccer and football and all that, American football should just be renamed footsie, so that all those
that's guys something completely different.
What would you rename American football if you couldn't call it American football, Daryl?
I already told you, American football. Just append the word American to it.
Bash them up.
And a question on your Omaha steak. On your Omaha steaks. At Christmas time, do they throw in, with all that 4 all-beef patty special sauce and all that?
It's 8 all-beef patties, but go ahead.
Okay, 8, even better. As long as that special sauce is included. Do they throw in at Christmas time a partridge in a pear tree?
I would, I don't know.
No, but every time either I read the list or I hear somebody else read the list, I'm waiting on 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree to get thrown in there at some point.
I'm, for one, heading down to the club and seeing 10 ladies dancing. Thanks for the call, David. Appreciate it.
Which club are you going to? We don't have those anywhere around here.
No, not here.
That I'm aware of.
No, I just wanted to figure out a way to throw in the ladies dancing part. So, one thing about the Neanderthal thing that reminded me of this. You remember Otzi, the guy they found in the ice?
Vaguely, yes.
Hunter that they found in the Alps.
I thought that was Steve Rogers.
Yeah. They've done mock-ups of this guy and everything, trying to figure out what he looked like. He had a whole bunch of tattoos. I was really surprised at this. I didn't really even think about it at all.
I just pulled up a picture here, and he kind of looks like Gandhi, except he is completely frozen and has no nose anymore.
They've done mock-ups, though, of what he's very, very complete. And
I'm just looking at the actual mummy of Otzi, and that's more a joke of how skinny Gandhi was.
National Geographic here says that Otzi's frozen mummy preserves a fine collection of copper-age tattoos, numbering over 50 in total. They cover him from head to toe. These weren't produced using a needle, but by making fine cuts in the skin and then rubbing in charcoal. The result was a series of lines and crosses, mostly located in parts of the body that are prone to injury or pain, which along the joints or the back. This has led to some researchers believe the tattoos were marked as acupuncture points. If so, Otzi must have needed a lot of treatment, which is given his age and ailments isn't too surprising. The oldest evidence for acupuncture, Otzi's tattoos suggest, I don't know if this is true, that the practice was around at least 2,000 years earlier than previously thought. So
Interesting.
I don't know if they had anything. I just wonder. I mean, do they have religious significance? Who knows what these marks on this guy's body are really about? But I just found it fascinating that he had more than 50 tattoos.
Yeah.
And they're not shapes, not buffalo, not a naked gal, which I'm sure was just as motivating to him as it's been to anybody throughout the ages. But lines. Interesting lines. The number's 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE or LRN.FM. On Skype, you can also use the Discord at discord.freetalklive.com and check out the chat room at the same time.
Want revenge on the common housefly? Well, after 10,000 years, someone has finally come up with a better way. The Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun, which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic and no batteries required. So much fun, you'll forget you have a wife and kids. $39.95 and free economy shipping. Use discount code GCN and get an extra 10% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter. Get your Bug Assault today.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
The producers of Sesame Street have responded to the controversy over the recent New Yorker cover that showed Bert and Ernie as a gay couple celebrating the repeal of DOMA. Sesame Workshop released a statement today saying, quote, "We have never viewed Bert and Ernie as a gay couple, but as two friends who will do absolutely anything to get their rocks off. These pansexual perverts cannot be categorized in your narrow gay, straight, or bisexual paradigm. They're into some pretty sick shit." On their website, PBS released a long list of the duo's strange sexual fetishes, which range from shoving ice into their anuses so that they can shit cold water into women's mouths, to castrating stray dogs and then masturbating onto the animals' bleeding wounds. Although they're flattered that fans have turned the characters into gay icons, the producers explained that calling them gay would be inaccurate. Quote, "They will literally f*** anything that moves." The producers also added that Oscar the Grouch is neither male nor female, and that its trash can is designed to hide a lower body that is just a Lovecraftian monstrosity of hundreds of interlocking penises and vaginas.
This is the Onion News Network.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at SurvivorMax.com.
The three most important things you can do for Free Talk Live are: 1. Share one episode a week on Facebook or in some other social networking site. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.freetalklive.com. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program. It's my firm belief that Free Talk Live's AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented organizations. Support all the organizations you love, but make sure you give $5 a month to AMP at amp.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Johnny Ray.
And Daryl.
I want to tell you about MyPillow. MyPillow is the brand of pillow.
It's a good pillow.
It's a good pillow. It's the brand I use. Obviously, lots of pillows out there you can choose from. The reason that I like MyPillow specifically is it's made to be firm and hold, not firm in the sense that it's, I guess it remains fluffy is probably the best way I'd describe it. Holds your head and neck in the right position. This can help you if you have, headaches, neck pain, things like this. Heck of a lot cheaper than getting a new mattress. A lot of people do that when they have back pain and headaches. So also, you can wash it because it's just horrifying to think of all those disgusting things that are in your pillow. MyPillow.com. If you have 60 days to return it for a full refund, use coupon code FTL. You, of course, get the 60-day money-back guarantee. You go to MyPillow.com, you get 2 MyPillow premium pillows for one low price, and you get the free shipping on all orders when you use the coupon code FTL. So free shipping is pretty nice. Johnny Ray, apparently somebody's critiquing the possibility of a trade war.
The Art Carden of the Foundation for Economic Education is doing just that.
That's a good idea. Now, one thing I think about Trump is the possibility that he's not trying to start a trade war, but he's just trying to get a better deal. He just wants something better than the deals he's said are terrible deals. They're awful. In the history of deals, they're the worst deals, right? Like a deal that he didn't make is just a bad deal. So I wonder whether he's not trying to start a trade war but get a better deal, and in the process, he has to look as though he's willing to walk away, thus starting a trade war. I don't know. It's just a guess, but he has to not reveal that to the American audience, because if he reveals it to the American audience, then he reveals it to everybody.
I think he's an ignorant peasant with a lot of backwards ideas, and this is one of them.
That, sir, is offensive to peasants.
I'm pretty happy with President Trump, because I want every American to disassociate themselves from the American government, and it's hard to do that when you have an honorable and admirable man leading the country. And so I think it's great to have a self-absorbed idiot up there. The president is at it again. Having made good on his promises to punish foreigners in the United States, he is working hard to punish foreigners outside the United States, as well as the Americans who trade with them. Trump has tweeted that it is easy to win a trade war. I respectfully disagree. First, trade war is an oxymoron. People don't trade unless they expect to be better off. And the way to persuade someone to trade with you is to offer them something in return that they prefer to what they're giving up.
Right, and this is how we determine value. So maybe you're offering hamburgers, and I'll take one of your hamburgers for $1. You're like, no way, I'm selling a hamburger for $1. Yeah, a quarter of a hamburger for $1 or whatever, but not $1. No, not worth it. Not worth it to me. So at that point, you're saying, no, it's not worth it. But if I offer $5, or you put the $5 price and I slap down $5, you're happy to give me a hamburger for that, because you value the $5 more than you value the hamburger, but you do not value the $1 more than you value the hamburger. This is how we find price in a marketplace.
Right, and the other person magically, maybe you don't understand it, but the other person, for whatever reason, values the hamburger more than the $5.
Yep.
And so those two people get together, and they're both better off.
I am hungry. I have $5. I see that you have a hamburger. I would like to have that hamburger inside of my stomach, and I will give you $5 for that.
Yeah, but it's possible that there's a situation where, it's not worth $10.
Maybe the man with the hamburger is also hungry, and he wouldn't give you that hamburger for $1 million.
Yeah.
For $1 million, I'll go hungry.
Suppose T'Challa has apples and wants oranges. Sufi has oranges and wants apples. They trade at a price they both find agreeable. Importantly, they don't do so unless they both expect to be made better off. We make them worse off if we stand between them and say, thou shalt not.
Right, and that's what it comes down to is nope, you can't trade this thing for that thing without me taking a cut or deciding what it's going to be or whatever. Because trade regulations, tariffs, these kinds of things, they aren't just rules on how foreigners trade. They're rules on how Americans trade too. Because I don't care how the people from South Africa trade with the people from Iceland. But the president probably doesn't care much about that either. But he certainly seems to care about how Chinese trade with the people in the United States. And yeah, I have to agree that I think there's some problems with the way that China and America have their trade agreements set up. But it doesn't seem to be harming the U.S. much.
Right, and
life is pretty good here.
Right after the steel and aluminum tariffs wound up getting announced, we covered a story, I forget what night of the week it was, but several weeks ago, about how the cost of beer is going to go up in the United States because there's only one company in the U.S. that makes cans from American aluminum, and they don't make anywhere near enough to meet the demand.
I see.
So almost all beer cans are made from imported aluminum. You add an extra somewhere between 10 to 25% tariff on that. Now your beer goes up by 10 to 25%.
I believe it was 10% on aluminum and 25% on steel.
Yeah. And most of the kegs made out of steel. There's only one American company that makes kegs with American steel, and they just laid off 30% of their workforce.
Well, I bet they're going to hire them back.
No.
No?
They can't. They're talking about completely closing business because they can't afford to stay in business.
I see.
The second of 4 points, rhetoric about the trade deficit is misleading. Trade deficit sounds bad, but a trade deficit makes up a large chunk of the U.S. current account, that's payments flowing out, and is offset by the U.S. capital account, payments flowing in. A politician saying, we're running record trade deficits, and a politician saying, we're running record capital surpluses, are saying the same thing. I'm not sure why they don't emphasize capital surpluses more, but I suspect it's because people view foreign investment in the U.S. as a very bad thing because it means they are buying our assets. It's a view of international trade as imperialism that simply isn't correct. I'm not sure if I grasp that completely, but I think it has something to do with the fact that we're not just sending our money out of the country for nothing. We're getting something for it.
Right.
We're enriching ourselves by refrigerators and...
The late Dr. Mark Allen Feldman, he, during the 2016 presidential campaign, would talk about how he has a trade deficit with his barber, with the grocer, the electric company. There are a bunch of people that you and I have trade deficits with because we keep giving them money and they never give us any.
What this capital surplus means is that people are buying, foreign people are buying things in the United States, from things in the United States, sometimes land and a variety of other things. They're buying into businesses, right? They're investing in businesses in the United States. And obviously somebody who's a extreme patriot is going to say something like, wow, that's terrible. We Americans should be investing in American businesses and these kind of things. But they fail to understand that American businesses are global and that obviously foreigners are going to want to, be involved in that as they drive around their Honda cars, right?
Yeah.
Third, there is a larger issue at play. Shall I get into it?
Yeah, well, give me a tease as to what it is.
It concerns the kinds of institutions, that is to say rules, we have in the United States. The incentives for firms to seek special privileges from the government can be overwhelming.
Yeah, no doubt. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra direct-fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract and immune system. And dogs love it. Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free. This is Henry Lukasevic for Dynovite.
DINOVITE.com.
Cryptocurrencies are successful because of good technology. The liberty-loving voluntarists who founded Zencash in 2017 took the best tech, like zero-knowledge anonymity and decentralized autonomous organizations, and are creating a secure platform for money, messages, and media that can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world. Zencash is a cryptocurrency dedicated to peace, anonymity, and decentralization. Find out more at zencash.com. That's zencash.com.
Heart-related health problems affect millions of people each year. Maybe you're one of the many who suffer from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, unbalanced cholesterol, irregular heartbeat, or clogged arteries. There is a solution that doesn't involve expensive prescription drugs that only mask the problem and leave you with horrible side effects. If you are ready to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself, then you're ready for Heart and Body Extract from Healthy Hearts Club. Here is what one satisfied customer had to say about Heart and Body Extract regarding his angina pain.
I haven't had an angina pain since I've been on it. The Heart Body Extract is just so great. I thank God that I was led to this product that's doing so much for me, and that can do so much for other people.
Call to order your 2-month supply of Heart and Body Extract today. Call 1-866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
The Shire Free Church offers a sanctuary to those seeking an escape from state churches.
The Shire Free Church is an interfaith, diverse group of people that may not share identical theological beliefs. As a member in or minister of the Shire Free Church, you are a sovereign individual and may be the faith of your choice.
We don't claim to have all of the answers.
We are open to all peaceful people.
We want to learn from each other.
What unifies the Shire Free Church and its diverse members is peace,
love,
and liberty. There are many paths to God, one for every individual.
The Shire Free Church does not define a specific path beyond those parameters that must be your foundation.
Peace as your way,
love as your guide,
and liberty as your light.
Learn more at church.shiresociety.com.
That's church.shiresociety.com. Did you know you can watch Free Talk Live during our live show 7 days a week from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern via our studio cams at cam.freetalklive.com? Plus, you can chat with other listeners while you watch, all totally free. Now that our live video stream is hosted by YouTube, our video archives will be online even faster, so be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen, watch, and chat all free at cam.freetalklive.com. That's cam.freetalklive.com.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's the final segment of this is evening's Free Talk Live, and you may call in. Still get you in. The number is 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And we're talking about the trade deficit and things like that. I want to tell you, you could have a little trade deficit with Free Talk Live. You could go to amp.freetalklive.com and amp us for $5 a month. There is no show like Free Talk Live. As a matter of fact, when we were at Talkers Magazine's event in New York, the last couple of days.
New York City.
Yep. Get a rope. And everybody was talking about how successful Free Talk Live was. They're coming up to me and saying, "You guys are doing great, aren't you?" And I don't know why it is that they were thinking that, or the meme or anything. Are we the overnight success finally? After 12, 13, 14, 15 years? I don't know. But I certainly hope so. So you want to help us be more of the overnight success, add more radio stations, more podcast listeners. The best way to do that is go to amp.freetalklive.com. I believe that Free Talk Live is a very good value for your Liberty charitable dollar. Go to amp.freetalklive.com. And regarding trade deficits, it's my understanding that a country can do well even if it's trading with somebody who's some other country that's completely blocked off, full of tariffs, terrible partner, just doesn't want to be good about it. They still are better off if they allow free trade. Here's the reason. So when you allow free trade, you're not buying anything from that country. So here I am. I'm dealing with Stalin. Right? Nothing goes.
I'm sorry.
Everything's terrible. All the trade policies are terrible. No reciprocity, anything like that. Whatever they bring into the country, somebody's going to buy only if they want it. They're only going to buy it if they feel that they're getting a good value for their money. The price is lower than the competition. The quality's higher than the competition. Whatever the reason it might be, it doesn't matter. They have to compete, and if they compete, then people in my country get to enjoy whatever it is that's being bought at a price that they are willing to pay. So I don't know what it is. Maybe they're offering something you just can't get in the United States. I don't know what that might be. But in which case they can just name their price. But maybe people don't want it that badly. So even if you're dealing with a partner who's a terrible trade partner, you still are better off if you allow free trade.
Yeah, I wish that Trudeau and, I don't know, Boris Johnson or whoever over in Britain who wants to complain about it or retaliate, I wish they would just tell their people, look, President Trump, he's making war on us and he's making war on his own people. And I can answer that by making war on him and making war on you, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you be free, and I'm going to leave it up to you to navigate their backwards trade policy yourself.
Didn't Trump say something to the extent of Canada burned down the White House, so therefore trade war?
He did say that Canada burned down the White House, but I think he did it during a conversation with Trudeau of Canada.
Okay.
A phone conversation.
Yeah, Trudeau doesn't have the guts to burn anything down.
That was also, 206 years ago.
And it was the British, not the Canadians.
Well, it was the Canadians. I mean, if anybody gets to take credit for it,
the Canadians got invaded by the United States, and then
yeah, reciprocity. I think the Canadians can rightfully claim to have burned down the White House.
So we've got 4 points here that Art Carden of FEE is making. Third, we've been through 1 and 2. Third, there is a larger issue at play here that concerns the kinds of institutions, that is to say rules, we have in the United States. The incentives for firms to seek special privileges from the government can be overwhelming. After all, $1 in increased profit that comes from innovation is the same financially as $1 in increased profit that comes from currying political privileges that allow a company to raise prices above what they would be in a competitive market.
Yep, absolutely. $1 is $1, and it doesn't matter whether you scrape it off from the government and this is the thing that the rich haters on the left really don't get. Some people are rich because they've offered products and services to the marketplace at prices that and in ways that people find so exciting that they're willing to pay lots of money for it. Think about Apple for a second versus people who have used government influence for whatever reason to get what they want.
Boeing, Raytheon, Walmart.
Walmart, to some extent, they're certainly not without blame in that particular instance, but it's not where they get most of their money.
Right, but you have to admit that a lot of Walmart stores only exist because some municipal government somewhere called up, Walmart corporate and said, "Hey, we'll give you this land and we'll give you these tax breaks and we'll do X, Y, and Z if you build a store here."
Yeah.
And so Walmart builds a store. That's what I'm talking about when I mention Walmart.
Yep.
Fourth, a Appearances are deceiving. A lot of people will see an increase in U.S. steel production and conclude, therefore, that the tariff was a very good thing. They will be wrong for 3 reasons. First, rising steel prices make it more costly to produce things like cars and buildings and almost everything that uses steel. We're poorer because we have less steel, fewer cars, fewer hammers, fewer shovels, and fewer buildings.
Oh, no. See, we'll have hammers and shovels and buildings. They'll just be inferior.
Or overpriced relative to what they could and should be. Second,
a lot of the pricing on building materials, for instance, you're talking about steel, wood. So a lot of wood, a lot of pine comes from Canada. And I remember not too long ago being, a handyman working on a few different rental properties for the family and getting my 2x4s for 89 cents, an 8-foot 2x. Now, you're lucky to find them under $3.
Yeah.
That's a big difference in about 20 years.
Yeah.
That's an incredible price difference. I'm not saying everything should stay the same, but it's a big price increase, and it's just not one that ever gets talked about.
Second, we are wasting resources producing steel in the United States. The workers producing the steel could be producing something else. The capital going into the steel factory could be used to produce something else. We would get more of that something else, but we have the resources tied up in inefficient steel production.
Right. The marketplace, and it doesn't matter where the steel comes from, the marketplace is going to make it more efficient to produce steel. And if it makes it more efficient to produce it outside of the country, great. That just means that we have inside the country those workers being put to work doing other things. Now, the unemployment rate's about as low as it could be. Anybody who wants a job now can have it. Anybody who wants a job now pretty much can have it. You can't have it under your terms, right? You can't say, well, I'll pick oranges at the Orange Grove for $120,000 a year, but you can have that job picking oranges if you want it.
The next time you pass a closing business or shuttering factory or decaying building, ask whether it would have happened had steel been cheaper and had workers been available to work in that factory, run that business, or occupy that building, had they not been absorbed by steel producers. And I guess what he's getting at here is that
it's an inefficiency in the marketplace. If the tariffs are driving up the cost of steel because you can only buy American steel,
it will drive more American workers into steel.
It drives more American workers into steel, which may not be where they need to be.
Which is if they're going for that reason, that means there's somewhere better they could have been.
Right. What business does the government have allocating where workers work? It's ridiculous. That's Soviet Union crap there.
National security, Mark.
Right. National security. Well, I mean, I sincerely hope the Trump administration doesn't decide we all need candlesticks and drive us back into getting rid of electricity because candlesticks need to be subsidized.
That reminds me of the joke. What did socialists use before they had candles?
What did socialists use before they had candles?
Electricity,
yes.
What's the final thing on here?
Third, the prosperity we create for steel producers is false prosperity. Every dollar of higher wages, higher prices, and higher profits for the steel industry comes out of the pockets of steel consumers. They aren't richer because they have produced new output on net. They're richer because they've picked consumers' pockets. One of the problems with economics is that we can't predict exactly what people will do if they can't make steel. I don't know is the honest answer, but we can get a few ideas by thinking introspectively. Suppose we got rid of all trade restrictions on steel, sugar, toys, you name it, and everyone in the country were suddenly $100 richer on average. What would you do with an extra $100?
I don't know, but I'd have fun. Free Talk Live.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many